die Fraktion Unabhängigkeit Demokratie, Kathy Sinnott, 3 Minuten.
Today we're debating a resolution about humanitarian aid. Before making my contribution, I would like to stress that I am not speaking on behalf of the INDEM group, as it has no position on this topic. Instead, I'm speaking as an MEP on behalf of myself and of my people. The vast majority of the people of Gaza must rely on humanitarian aid for their very survival: food, water, shelter, clothes, and especially medicine. This is a population that has been under siege for a very long time. All crossing points have been closed for 18 months. And now, with the terrible recent aggression visited on the people of Gaza, they are even more desperate today. Because the siege has still not been lifted, crossings and still closed, it is very difficult to get essentials to the people. I note in recital E of this resolution that we Europeans give ourselves a nice pat on the back for our humanitarian aid efforts. You, Commissioner, talked of the political efforts that you are making. But do we deserve this praise? Israel-EU trade is worth 27 billion euros annually. If we really wanted action on Gaza, we would use the power of this trade and that it gives us by imposing economic sanctions. Our refusal to do this, even at the height of the bombing in January, indicated that we prefer the status quo of business as usual, with our contribution of humanitarian aid possibly being a salve to our conscience. Not only are we unwilling to risk upsetting a good business market for the sake of bringing injustice in Gaza to an end, but we are also unwilling so far to dissolve or even just suspend the EU-Israel agreement. I have a great love of the Jewish people. In college, I took the opportunity to study several courses of their history and literature under a rabbi. But friendship does not mean blindness, but the willingness to be honest. Actually, judging by demonstrations that took place in the major cities of Israel, there are many Israeli citizens who publicly oppose their government's action. To return to the urgency of humanitarian aid, rebuilding physical infrastructure is important, but it is understandable that agencies may be hesitant to rebuild when it looks like an even more threatening regime is taking over in Israel. Rebuilding human infrastructure, however, cannot wait. We must get supplies in. In particular, I would point out that the particularly vicious weaponry used in January has left many people with missing limbs and terrible burns. I myself know what it's like to have a healthy child become disabled. We must get intervention, medical and educational, to all those thousands of people, especially children, who since the new year have become disabled for life. And we must record, as we help them, we must record their stories to begin the process of gathering evidence for targeted attacks and possible war crimes.
Vielen Dank. Für die Non-Inscrits, Jean-Marie Le Pen, 3 Minuten.
Monsieur le Président, Mesdames, Messieurs, ce n'est certainement pas l'Europe, encore moins son haut représentant pour la politique étrangère, Javier Solana, ancien secrétaire général de l'OTAN, qui peuvent jouer